Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. Namaste, namaskaram. I've included some information regarding the quantum light codes that are found within the Torah and the tool known as the Kabbalah, which is a Hebrew word that means reception, I believe. Fact check me on that one, somebody, but it's a tool nonetheless meant to interface. It provides a model of reality as such, the Kabbalah, tree of life. And admittedly, when you first encounter this information, and I'm, by and large going on my own experience, it can be overwhelming and seemingly impractical, but the more you begin to sort of raise your frequencies and vibrations and you divest yourself from the matrix, and essentially that's what's been taking place in my life since August 11th of 2021. I mean, I went from a totally hypnotized, somewhat in the sense that my life didn't necessarily have a purpose in the sense that it does now, and I give credit to that morning that I remember on August 11th, 2021, which I can only explain. My experience was an intense download. And it was beyond information. It was like a total upgrade in consciousness. And that occurred during the Lion's Gate of 2021. And like I said, it culminated in September of 2021, September 24th, with what I can understand and as a full Kundalini awakening and all that entails. So, but needless to say, my life has definitely changed since then and has more of a purpose. And so in hindsight, this kind of information that I encounter with the Torah and the Kabbalah, it is more real to me than it was prior to that, which I wasn't unfamiliar. In fact, I worked with Kabbalah and many other traditions and practices throughout my years, but it never really seemed to be of a lasting, meaningful impact. I always my life was always it would have moments of clarity and purpose and then fall back into density and be caught up in all the madness again and making some of the same mistakes. So this information and the videos that I try to make, meaning that I try to make videos that have some sort of self-authenticity and perhaps relevance and for somebody out there. So this particular video is meant to reinforce the importance of the choices that we make in our day-to-day existence, and this knowledge, this spiritual technology from the Kabbalah and the Torah. One concept that I cannot stress enough is this term devukut, and I'm kind of riffing it to borrow a musician's term with the pronunciation, but so forgive me if I mispronounced it. Devukut, but bonding with God, and no, we don't need a gingerbread house, but with bonding with the gingerbread house, yes, is one of the 613 commandments. One must be bonded with Source continually. There is no greater attribute than this, for all things are included in it. The difficulty in achieving it is in direct proportion to its level of importance. One who readies himself below is made ready by above, until such a time when one will receive a spirit from above that will purify and sanctify him. So that's reading that right there is what I can that is one way that I could describe what took place for me on August 11th of 2021, was a spirit from above that was a purification and sanctification, was a verification. It was going from the being able to, have, okay, the concept of love or the word love as a concept in a mental level, but understanding it at a very deeper level, at a much more transcendent level of love as an actual force. That's one way that I could describe that which took place. So one is obligated in accordance to one's ability to make all efforts to properly observe this commandment at all times. Pele Yoetz Dalet, the words of the Baal Shem Tov, I asked the Messiah when he will come. He answered me by this: shall you know, at the time when the masses are able to recite Yehudim, meditative unifications, and ascend above as you do, then shall the klipat, the powers of evil, be nullified. Then shall it be a good time for salvation. So you see, this is an ascension of the masses. This is when the Messiah is talking about, and in one meaning of the understanding of the second coming of Christ, or the Messiah, Mashiach, as it's pronounced here, and going beyond the whole, the differences in the two different religions between Judaism and Christianity and all the world's religions, because it's all just part of that whole divide and conquer routine. But is the fact that this second coming is an internal second coming. This Messiah is an internal. It says when the masses, until such a time when one will receive a spirit from above, okay, one is obligated in accordance to one's ability to make all efforts. Okay, I asked Mashiach, when will he come? He answered, by this shall you know, at the time when the masses are able to recite Yehudim, but it's meditative unifications. It's that bonding with God. And I can tell you that is one way to, I experienced what happened was on August 11th, 2021, was a connection to Source. And certainly when this power awakened within me and chakras come online, definitely the experience, the visual experience of the crown chakra blossoming and connecting, and it was the most intense experience in my entire existence. But the greatest pursuit that anyone can be involved with these days, right now, is the active development of one's ability to tune in to higher, to deeper spiritual psychic awareness. And that is actually, the biblical commandment. And it's called in the Torah, or the Judaism, Devkut. And it's essentially can be understood as getting on that golden age timeline of, realizing the 3D mutant matrix and all of what it represents, recognizing how to avoid getting trapped in that, and developing your devkut, your bonding with the Source. That is the most important thing that anyone can be involved in at this point in time. And and if your decision is to turn away from that, because that's where we're at right now, is the light frequencies that are coming into this planet, it's becoming clear to people, those two paths. And it's either one or the other. But if you just look at it like the path to the higher dimension, to the golden age, new earth, is simply working on your bonding with God, with Source, with your connection to that. That is the greatest pursuit that anyone can be involved with right now, is the active development of one's ability to tune in to higher, deeper spiritual psychic awareness. And that is a check that you can take to the bank, deposit it in the Ombon the New Earth Ashram account, leave this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and work on your deeper levels of difficulty. And stay tuned for further information disseminations from the Ombon the New Earth Ashram for compassion and strength and difficulty.
Namaste, Namaskaram.